Hi, folks. This is Don Meissner with Linda and with the North Country Fishing Report. I hesitated there, but this is something I really wanted to share with everybody. With our last sports show we did in Rockland County, which is just north of New York City, at a college there.
Yes, Rockland Community College.
There were so many interesting and endearing things that happened, and at one point when we had our presentation going and we were talking to people that would come into our booth, this one guy, I noticed him smiling at me, and he was there with his wife and his daughter, and I said something about, you ought to come up our way, and he said, I've been there. And I said, really? And he started going on about how he was a co-angler. He was a doctor in New York City, Manhattan, I guess. And he was a co-angler on the Toyota series.
Yes.
And he said, we have come up to Messina. And he said, we are treated better there than any place in the country that I've ever gone in fishing these tournaments. He said, the people there did so much to try to make our stay special. And he even referred to by name to some of our staff that work with us, that volunteer. Yeah.
Yes.
And I thought that was so wonderful to hear that. And we heard so many other things from people that have come up and already been up here. Where we were standing there, and I heard this one guy going, Messina, boy, do they have a new great restaurant. And I said, really? He says, yes. And he started talking about the
Gristmill Brewery.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is right on the Grass River. But, to have people in the biggest city in the world just about, well, that's a misnomer. Mexico City's bigger. But anyway, here we are in this worldly city down in New York, and this guy's yelling out about coming to Messina and having such a wonderful experience at the restaurant. Mm-hmm. And lo and behold, to find out, when he came up here, he ended up setting a new New York State record, catching the biggest fall fish that's ever been caught in our state. And I remember doing a radio spot on that. And I said, I bet a lot of you don't know what a fall fish is. And it's sort of like a shiner type of fish. But this fish was well over 4 pounds. And what was his name? Do you remember?
Alex. And his friend was Joe. And I won't even begin to pronounce his last name because I wouldn't do justice.
Too many consonants in it?
Or too many vowels, whichever. But candidly, Alex and Joe were just wonderful. Chatted with us, for some time, and then brought more folks over. And they were just enamored with the Messina area. They really liked the fishing. They really enjoyed
and they become
the
our best ambassadors. For you and me to tell about it, it's one thing. They think we're, I don't know, they expect us to say it's the greatest place and so forth. But when they have other visitors that have come there, mm-hmm. they just spontaneously shout out the names, and and we had different instances like that. We have wonderful instances
where people just come back. They'll come one year, and then when we return to a sports show in subsequent years, they come back and they share their experiences with us.
And other people hear it, and they listen to them, and then they'll come into the booth. They'll be out in the aisles, and they'll hear them talking, and then they'll come in to see what in the world these guys are talking about.
It's called word of mouth advertising. It's one of the best concepts known for promoting.
One of the other things that I've noticed too is, we try to really reach out to families. So if kids come into our booth, we try to find out what they're most interested in. And, we have some wonderful instances there. We have our TV going where they see these fish being caught. Mm-hmm. And the kids are, they're our most incredible customer, really, because this is magic to them. Yes. They see these fish swimming and so forth, and they'll come up and we had this one instance, remember, with the little girl that came up?
Oh, yes.
And she picked up one of the plastic frogs mm-hmm. that I had right under the TV to show people that's what we can catch these big fish on. And she kept taking that frog up and touching the TV with it. And it was almost like this became wonderful to her.
Yes.
And I think her mother was so impressed that we allowed her to do that, that she came. I watched her, and she came over to you, and she bent down because she was taller than you, and she bent down and she gave you a kiss on the cheek for being so nice to her daughter.
Well, her daughter was very interested in everything that was going on. And you know, Dawn, one of the nice things that we have at the booth is those hats that have been provided by Boutique Air. And they're wonderful giveaways, and people really like them. So I offered the little girl a hat, and she was enthralled.
Now she's walking around New York City with a camouflaged Meissner hat on her head.
Yeah, or
the boutique hats
yes.
are like you'd see in Australia.
They're these are wonderful things to give people.
You know, when we talk about how businesses in our area have partnered with us to try to get this message out about why people should come here and visit us. Mm-hmm. You know, that's made it so wonderful. We didn't have this before. We didn't have these things. And if somebody comes into our booth and we offer them something like that, and they wonder immediately, how much? How much? Oh no, we're not asking you to buy it. We want to give you this for taking the time to come in and experience what we have to offer here. You know, and
I think that's an amazing experience for many of them. That they automatically assume that everything has a price, but in our case, we're gifting things because we've been given them these various things, whether they're bags or hats, because we want folks to remember Meissner and consider coming up.
Yeah, it's. But what we're sharing right now is the wonderful personal, emotional experiences that we've had in trying to get the message out there to people about coming to our area.
And just to bring this report back full circle, the doctor who came and told us what a great experience he had, he brought his wife and his little girl, and we had provided them, while they were there, with a number of brochures and rack cards that told the story of things in Meissner. Now I think he'll bring his family.
Yeah, he said that they want to come up on a vacation now.
Yes.
So that was nice, and that's our ultimate goal. Mm-hmm. We want to reach every member of the family and have them find something special that they can enjoy by being here. Like, you know, that's the ultimate goal.
One person at a time.
Yeah. Until next time, folks, this is Don and Linda with the North Country Fishing Report.